Good evening, Immortals, and welcome back to another video. Today we are playing some Disturbed, which is a visual novel horror game. And this game, I saw that this game was kind of short, so I thought I would go ahead and play it for you guys in the middle of the week to kind of break up my normal Let's Plays. Another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt and your cow is sick. For some time the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You've made up your mind. You are going to do something about it. Absolutely. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. Let's go in the shed. You attempt to open the shed door, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Let's go in the house. Entering the house, you feel subtle uneasiness, as if the growing blight outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps, this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems would just go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. Dear Journal, another usual day on the farm. The crops are in good health. The crops are growing with good health. Bethany is also doing quite well. Never disappointed with the milk she provides. If things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be so social with a cow. Dear Journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Somebody broke into my shed and stole some things. Now, I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment, well. I put a lock on the door and hid the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. Dear Journal, I woke one night to a foul smell I've never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching about the farm. Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip to the city to see what it's all about. Open the chest. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems you have less valuables than you anticipated. You close the chest. Just lay in bed. You lay in your bed and fall asleep to the light sound of wind blowing outside against the grass. You begin to hear whispers and chants, but you can't make anything of it. An image appears before you, a stone, glowing as if it were alive. The chants get louder as your vision grows in more detail. You reach towards the stone with your hand. As your finger makes contact, a clash of thunder rattles around you. Your clothing and skin start to flake away like dust in the wind. The particles flow into the stone, sapping the life from your body. You feel pain you have never experienced before, and fear begins to flood over you. Hey. You suddenly see yourself laying in bed, never to wake up again. Your adventure ends here. What? That was real? Okay, well, let's start again and see if we can... Okay, so I didn't find anything new in here, so I'm gonna go back outside. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what to do next. Let's go to the crops. A path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying away and time is running short. Go into the pen. A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lays lifeless on the ground as a glowing blight slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand there, especially as you stare at the black mushrooms that dot the ground. Grab a mushroom. You kneel down and grab a mushroom. As you begin to rip it out of the ground, a cloud of spores spray from the mushroom. Your hands begins to burn and melt as you observe them. Slowly your body shrivels up into a dark, moist consistency as the poison spreads. You die, eventually, after crawling about on the ground. Your adventure ends here. So this is really cool. Like, I'm going to try to get as many endings as I can. But obviously, there hopefully is a good ending and we'll eventually... hopefully we'll eventually reach it. So inspect the water. You inspect the water looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Excuse me, I sneezed. Oh, it's not done. I had a sneeze that snuck up on me. Dropping a stone into it, black particles from the bottom swirl about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust. Let's just leave that be. Now let's follow the path. You continue down the trail for a while till you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. No, I'm gonna continue down the path. You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. That might be working. You look at about the mess and find bits of food and clothes scattered about the scene. You notice a key on the ground during your search. You pick up the key and continue on your way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack, similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow from what you recall. Maybe he's home. You walk towards the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon and you used it on the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. That was a bad idea. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. Inspect the book on the table. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover this is a journal. Reading a passage or two can't hurt. Today's trading went smoothly, thank goodness. What I am thrilled about most, however, is that one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. Apparently there is a good pond nearby that has some of the biggest fish in the regions. With a good catch, I can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch any fish from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick, but what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. These past couple weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under and I've lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to extremes. But that can't be helped now. I'm leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying, and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. Can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. You observe the trapdoor, notice a lock keeping it closed. With the key, you unlock the hatch and get it open. Without thinking, you travel downward. Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. Why is there a man chained up down here? Is this a sex dungeon? Should I be even saying that? I don't know. So it's weird. I want to pause here for a second. Like, I want to leave you guys on somewhat of a cliffhanger for the next couple seconds. So apparently there's some kind of fungus growing in this world that's basically killing all life. I wonder what we can find out about it. You notice immediately there's a woman chained to the wall, as I did. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. You feel darkness around you as you stay in this awful place. Let's talk to the woman. It can't hurt, right? You tremble as you try to form words in your mouth.
You there? Let me out of here.
The pressure of such a demand makes you freeze. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond. What got you locked up to begin with?
You'll never believe me, even if I told you the truth. I've been smoking for 40 years. Something brought you here. Please have mercy on me.
I am going to kindly decline because I think you would kill me. Against my better judgment, I'm going to free her, though. Approach the woman and unlock the shackles that bind her. As her arms become free, she moans in pain.
Oh, thank you so much.
The woman struggles to regain her strength, but starts to stand up on her own. As she gets up, she turns towards you. Hey.
I will now do you a favor.
Oh, hey, whoa, hey, whoa. What seems to be the face of a helpless woman disappears as a horrible image manifests itself before you. You feel the chilling grip of bone hands lock onto your arms. Energy flees from your body and you fall to your knees. You feel the essence of your life slip away as everything goes black. It is unfortunate that your journey ends here. Dang, bruh. All from literally trying to help this chick. I'm gonna take the key, but I'm gonna continue on. Since we didn't get anything from the shack other than impending doom. Let's cross the bridge. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all this happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot sitting under a tree to sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. Pick the grass. As you pick the grass, blades in your reach, the ground begins to shake. Before you can get up, roots from below sprout from the ground and wrap around your legs. You turn around and see a large, angry face looking back at you. Your jaw drops in horror. No sound or scream escapes your tongue as the tightening grip of roots squeeze what air is left from your body. Your adventure ends here. Dang it! No wonder it had like an auto skip. Let's go into the cave. Why not? It'll probably end up with my death. There's a faint whistle from the wind passing between these rocks. The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there is a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to the deathly blight found outside. Go further into the... Hey, buddy. That actually kind of... Why does this scare me? I don't know. Before you take your next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You realize that you have made a terrible mistake, even thinking that something helpful can be in here. Run. The moment you turn to run, the bear roars with a deep growl, shaking loose the stones about the cave. All I can think about is making it back in home in one piece. Well, you make it to the trail, then the bear catches up with you, tackling you to the ground. You scream in pain as the bear rips you apart. Your adventure ends here. I want to try to fight it. I am just the crazy mother trucker that will try something like that. I am literally going to go fight this bear. What is wrong with me, people? Why am I an idiot? Okay, alright. Okay, fight the bear. You scan the ground and notice there are numerous rocks you can grab to throw at the bear. You begin to do so as the bear approaches you. One after the other, you throw the rocks as hard as you can. The bear charges you as you bend over, grab another rock, tackling you to the ground. The bear bites in your neck. Your body quickly goes limp and you die. Wow, this is very grim. But I love it. This is so addicting. I love it. There's so much death. Like, it is so hard to survive, and I actually kind of like that. Very interesting. It's kind of a clicky click. I'm gonna take the key again. It might be worth it to save every now and again, so I don't have to keep going back. So I saved the game, and that'll kind of keep us from having to go quite so far back. Alright, we know what happens here. And I'm gonna decline this time. Again, against my better judgment, so this is what I thought I should have done in the beginning. I will not.
No, don't go.
With nothing else to interact with, you make your way up to the stairs. As you exit, you can hear the woman laugh behind you. The voice causes the shack to shake. You leave the shack as fast as you could. You leave the shack and cross the bridge before something bad happens. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that's happened, you feel like you should take the moment to rest. You find a spot under the tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. Well, I guess take a nap, because pick the grass. I mean, there's freaking tree zombie, something other, like, tries to go all boa constrictor on me and freaking kills me, so I guess a nap's the best thing to do. Your eyes close and your body relaxes as you fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you and you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. Can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. That scared me. You reach a point where a trail splits into two paths. Which way should you go? I'm going to resave it here. Yeah, I'm going to go override it. Okay. Left is always right. Right? After continuing down the path for some time, you come to a stop. You notice that there's some sort of trail that leads through the grass up toward a nearby hill. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed. Which way do you want to go? Follow the trail in the grass. Following the subtle trail in the grass, you stumble upon what looks like a grave. Inspect the grave. You approach the grave. You look at the sword with intrigue. Before you can touch the sword, a ghostly figure appears before you. You freeze before the apparition. The sword. May I have it?
The blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. If you desire this sword, free me from it.
You slowly motion for the sword.
Fool! Only something of pure essence can free me. A rare hope. Like a flower found in the darkness.
Back away from the sword. You listen to the specter and leave the sword. The figure fades out of view. Okay. You pause, see there's a lake nearby. The trail continues on your right. Inspect the lake. You step near the lake and look down into it. Resting underwater is an orb of some sort, sitting at the bottom of the lake. There is something strange about it, as if it were calling out to you. I have a really bad feeling about this, but I think this might be what the spirit wants, so obviously I'm gonna do that. Since nothing bad has happened yet, dive in? Why not? Right? Close your eyes and jump into the lake. You open your eyes, see the stone sitting before you. You start to make your way toward it. Hey! A large fish comes into view, quickly notices you with his mouth stretched open. You try to leap for the surface, but the fish catches up to you. You quickly find yourself helpless before the creature. You close your eyes, the giant fish rips your body apart with its teeth. You die a very painful death. Well, thank you for making that very obvious. Your adventure ends here. So leave. Now is probably not the time. Yeah, you're right. So continue along the trail then. Oh, here, the faint trail comes to an end. There is a collection of stone pillars down the hill. Beyond the hill is a large field of grass. Let's go to the stone pillars. You stand before the large stones arranged in the shape of a circle. In the center of the stone, what appears to be some sort of slot or hole. No doubt about it, something is meant to be placed there. Seeing that you can't do anything, you head back. Explore the field. You find yourself gazing over a grass field, the hills rolling off in the distance. Hey! What? As if a trick upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappears out of sight before you can do anything. Surely the unique powers of the unicorn can help you on your quest, but there's clearly something wrong. Oh, there's a way to charm it. So I guess continue down the path. You walk for some time to find an endless field of grass. There is a stone well near the path. Obviously, I gotta inspect the well. Why not? You peer down the well. Other than the evident water at the bottom, there is a coin resting against the wall of the well. If possible, you feel like you should go down and get the coin. This feels like a really stupid idea. You lean up the edge of the well. There's no possible way you could take the coin by reaching for it. With this in mind, you turn and climb down the inner wall of the well. You take a few successful steps down, but your luck runs out. You misplace your foot and you fall. Tumbling about, your body clashes against the stone walls. With a single knock on the head, you lose all consciousness of your accident. With a splash, you fall in the water. Your body sinks effortlessly, and you drown without even realizing it. Your adventure ends here. Of course it does. Oh crap, I didn't mean to overwrite my save. Okay, so I had to start all the way over. I saved it 5 times. Wait. Oh, dude, my god, there are rows of saves. You can have 70 saves? That's crazy. I can see that, though. Not only multiple playthroughs, but you could... Oh, I'm an idiot. So I don't have to go there because I know about that. Continue on because I know about the well. Walking over the hills of grass and grain, reach the walls of Aramor. Several times a year you come here to trade goods from the farm. You discover the plague that has spread to your farm is also spread all the way out here. The path before you is overrun with blight. I mean, heck, I have a save. You have come a long way and you don't desire to turn back. Now you march forward into the tainted soil. Before you can realize what happened, you sink completely under the ill soul. Darkness consume you and your lungs struggle for air. Your body burns in pain. You suffocate and die. Adventure ends here. So the only other choice is to go right at this point. Right? You reach into the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures the passage to the area with the wall around the property. Also of interest, there is a tree that has a coal carved into it. Against my better judgment, you approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in it. You look and see something shining in the hole as if it were metal. Feeling around with your hand, you find 3 knobs. One on the right, one centered in the middle, and one on the left. What could possibly go wrong? The knobs lock in place. You wait for a moment, but nothing happens. It must be some sort of combination. I mean, I'll eventually get it right, right? Oh my god, this is painful. Okay, left, middle, left. No. Left, middle, right. Obviously, left, right, middle. No, left, right, left. Right? Left, right, right. Aha! It's left, right, right. Okay, sweet. It took a minute. You hear the rumbling of rocks as the ground starts to shift underneath you. Everything goes dark and you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. You find yourself with no evident way out but the path before you into the darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. You see 3 separate paths in the walls of the cave. Which path do you... God freaking bless America. Alright, I'm gonna say it right here. Why not? Go right. Passageway device before you. Where do you go? You walk forward in the dark, unsure what lies beyond. 2 paths you may go. Which do you choose? Move forward to the darkness. You see 3 separate paths. I guess go forward. Cautiously step forward in the darkness. Come to a divide. Which way do you go? Let's go left or right. Subtle echo rock shifting behind you. Hey! Eye appears before you and your gaze pierces the darkness. Before you can do anything, tentacles burst from the ground and grab your body. And I die painfully. Yada die painfully, basically. Yep, of course he eats me. Of course he eats me. What if it happens to be the save combination again? So what if it's left, left, right? Or left, right, right, I think it actually was. Yeah, it was left, right, right. So left, let's go right. Struggle forward is the way you become completely dark. You notice there's a light off in the distance and you continue to make your way forward. Eventually, you make it in some sort of concrete room. Turning around, you see a hole in the wall where you came from. Your guess it wasn't part of the initial design. You turn around to see a door There being little to nothing in the room, you decide to move on through the doorway. Find yourself in what looks like a basement. You turn about to discover that in each direction there's a door, boxes of supplies, and debris litter the floor and the corner of the room. You notice there are several markings on the doors and floor, some of which scare you and get a bad feeling about this place. Inspect the supplies, why not? So we look at it, and you find some rope. It feels strong enough to touch minimal wear. You decide to take the rope. Sweet. Alright. What's the door behind me? You walk up the steps. In a large room, the air is polluted with dust and spiderweb covered walls and ceiling. Where should you go now? Outside. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. There's no doubt the birthplace of the spreading of the plague. There's a fountain before you with the statues on your left and right. I mean, we can look. You see an old statue with angels being consumed by vines of thorn. Angels holding a book in one hand, the other one with the finger pointing up towards the sky. You feel this especially the statue alone. Well, obviously. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Before you says an old angel statue that has broken many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bowl, and the other hand is hovering over the bowl. You notice that there's only 2 remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. You feel as if you should keep your distance and just observe the statue, obviously. I don't want to inspect the fountain. There's a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black, and the smell burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull towards the fountain as if you were calling for something. Approach the door. As you reach for the doorknob, an invisible barrier stops you. Must be some sort of magic. Alright, exit the gated area. You reach the end of the pathway in the distance of the tower looking. Oh, we're back here. Great. Let's go back in the cave and see. I mean, there's a lot of pathways that we didn't get to go to, so. I mean, we have rope now too, so. Left. What happens if I go left again? Put me back here. What if I go right and then left? Right, left, right. As you make your way forward, you discovered a large cavern. An old-looking ship rests against the edge of the lake with debris scattered about the surrounding area. Why not? You cautiously walk down towards the ship. The air is chilly and you fear it won't be a good idea to stay long. The possibility of discovering something that can help you drives you to explore. You climb aboard the ship. Take a moment to observe your surroundings. You are only welcomed by the trickle of water brushing against the wood of the ship. Move about as soon as you can go. I don't like how every footstep you take feels heavy as you hear the sound of the wood cracking under your feet. You feel the ship has been here for quite some time. You explore under the deck of the ship. Nothing but the sound of your footsteps bounce about the structure of the ship. From one room to the other, you come to discover a kitchen. Although there is nothing unique about it, you feel like you should take a moment to inspect it. What's in the drawers? Pull out one after the other, find they have been empty. Dust spreads about the air. You disturb the rest. Check underneath. You discover a rusty knife resting on the floor. You feel there are plenty of hardened rat dropping on the into the wall. You take the knife in hopes that you may defend yourself with it. Why not? You see a lone pot resting upon a dusty stovetop. You gaze downward and open the oven door. Nothing but ash fill the oven chamber. Close the oven door. I am stupid. I'm going to save this on 2. Because we're not back yet. So, move on. Because the ship may kill me. You continue your lonely tour of the ship and find there's nothing of use or value. You make your way back to the deck and decide to continue your search. Again, you find nothing much but empty rooms left to remain in the dark solitude. You discover a door with a fancy markings with the woodwork. Perhaps this is where the captain resided. You discover the room of the captain. Unlike the other parts of the ship, everything seems to have been left alone in this room. Before you rests an old wooden desk with papers and assumed belongings of the captain. There's There's a small bed off near the corner of the room and some chairs in the other. You have a feeling deep down that you shouldn't take anything. Other than the lamp and other objects, there's a small stack of papers in contrast to a long paper resting by itself. Approaching the desk, you begin to inspect the papers resting on the desk. Let's look at the loan document. Notes to the crew. Due to our unexpected predicament, everyone is being split up into groups of 2 and 3. Scouting assignments will be given until we can find a more habitable place to settle. For now, we must do what we can. Stack of papers. Peering about the packages of this collective of pile of documents, you realize that most of these are personal notes or journal entries. You pick a few and begin to read. Day 7. The voyage has gone quite smooth and we begin our second week away from home. The spirits of the men are high and we anticipate the discovery of new lands that lie beyond our documented knowledge. It has been my dream to accomplish something world-changing. Together we can move forward with full hearts and unbreakable spirits. Day 66. Wow, that was quite a bit of a jump in time. It has been just over 2 months out to sea and we have yet to discover anything new. We have suffered through many storms and sickness has plagued the ship recently. Several of my favorite crew have passed on. I see the growing doubt in the eyes of my fellow laborers as our voyage continues day after day. Food rations have been cut in half and fears that we may have to turn back. I dare not let myself think of failure. Those men who have lost their lives, the sacrifice to make this voyage possible, I cannot let them be in vain. Day 91 has come to roughly 3 months out here in the endless blue. With much pain, we have turned around. Yes, we are headed for home port. We have just enough food to make it back. I just hope we have a smooth journey back. The spirits of the crew are low and bitter due to our failure. I do not let myself get caught up in thinking about it. Truly, we did not intend for this to happen. Man, 2 paths may go. What do you choose? We move forward into the darkness. Alright, well, we're back. So go... first of all, save because we have more stuff. We could put that in the original slot because we now have rope and a knife, so we're doing better. We're back in the large room now, so go outside is back where the fountains are. So the far door, the door struggles to move, but you enter into what appears to be a spider's den. The air is thick in the room with mist of web and body parts. You notice that there are a couple items here that could be useful. If nothing else, there's a key on the ground that you will no doubt need. Before you can even act, a large spider falls from above. You have no doubt that it is hungry. Without hesitation, the spider attacks you. You pull out your knife and stab the spider when you can. Unfortunately, the knife doesn't scare the spider and it bites you with ease. And you begin to lose feeling all over your body and everything goes black. Your adventure ends here. So the far door is a bad idea. Let's go downstairs, because downstairs is always great, isn't it, right? Oh, so the basement is the original. Okay. So I guess upstairs is really the only other place to go. You discover what looks like a private library. There is a passageway before you with bookcases on the left and right. Do I browse the books? I mean, why not? You take a moment to look at the books. Some of them catch your eye. I'm good. I really don't want to read those. Sorry. You walk up more stairs and you pause. You notice a stone carving of a person praying that's attached to the wall. There's something odd about it, but you can't put your finger on it. With caution, you continue up the stairs. You enter a strange room with a globe centered in the room. There are windows to let the light shine through. Wow, that kind of rhymed. You notice that there's a chest resting against the wall to the right, and you also notice there's another passageway like the previous room. I would say the chest. Approaching the chest, you notice there's a lock fastened to it with no key to unlock the chest. You decide to leave it alone. So I need something to kill the spider, which is the sword. Whoa, this is one freaking complicated puzzle. Like, if I feel like I have to go all the way to the end and then come all the way back. You study the globe attached to the floor surface. The craft is made of metal, and there's fine detail in the grooves. There are various markings and names scattered across the globe. It takes you a moment, but you find a marking of where you are. RMR. You notice there are some hand-drawn markings in the area made with black ink. There must be something close by that has interest in either of these markings. To add to the mystery, there are similar markings of other areas around the globe. I guess continue forward. What else? Climb the stairs to find a wall ending your path. Above the end of the stairway is a hatch. You open the hatch and pull yourself up. You made to the top of the tower before you use the stone of power resting upon the altar of rock. Dark vines have entangled the structure if they were feeding off the energy of the stone. Your body begins to tremble as you stand before the stone. You definitely feel weaker being up here, as if the stone is sapping away your energy. I doubt I can destroy it with what I have. So I'm going to make a third save, just because I don't know if I can. This may be your only chance. You approach the stone and grasp onto it. You lose sight and feeling immediately as your hand becomes glued to the stone. Your life drained in your body. Only bones remain to testify your death. Your adventure ends here. I kind of suspected that, but you turn and begin to exit through the hatch. To your surprise, you find it difficult to focus. You suddenly fall down through the hatch, closing behind you. You hit your head on and tumble down the stairs like a rag doll. With a broken neck, you struggle to live, and only to die moments later. Your adventure ends here. Wow, see, that's why I saved it. That's why I didn't save every one of these, because I was... So, middle door. Yeah, let's go in the decrepit door. In a room full of metal cages, before you is a hallway marked with questionable markings. You don't like the feeling you have about this place. Whatever was in these cages surely did not like to be locked up. Oh. You notice there's an animal in the cage that left the room, but from the dark stains on its fur, it is dead. You cautiously walk down the hallway, entering a room with 2 cell doors. Before you can do anything, a large hound leaps in front of you. The beast doesn't look very vicious, but one wrong move can surely be the end of you. You pull out the knife and prepare for an attack. The dog reacts and starts to growl at you. The hound dashes at you and sinks its teeth into you. Even with the knife, you merely cut the beast before it knocks the knife out of your hand. You don't survive long and die a painful death. Your adventure ends here. Man, this game is like really difficult. I guess the right door would be the best place to go. You enter a small room. There's a large cauldron in the center of the room with the wood resting beneath it. There is nothing on the shelves, as if someone cleaned this place out. You look in the pot, find nothing in it. With nothing else to see, so I guess go outside is the best bet from here. I have a knife now. Right, maybe now I can defend myself against this fish. I'm gonna put it on 4. Dive in. Do I live? Right, a large fish comes to you. Okay, blah blah blah. You pull out your knife and point it at the fish. Waving the knife around, you feel it deliver to... I died. Well, that wasn't the right choice. Rare hope like a flower found in darkness. A flower found in darkness. I'm guessing it's talking about the cave. Will I be able to defend myself? So I know this is the definite way forward, probably. Let's go forward and see if we can defend myself against this guy now. You remember the knife you have found and struggle to bring it out. With success, you hold the knife and begin to cut away the appendages that bind you. The room vibrates as you do cut, and the creature immediately leaves you alone. It takes you a moment to catch your breath. Come to a divide. Which way do you go? Okay, I'm saving it again because... okay. Right? The path you walk comes to end before you shines a pillar of light. The light rests on a corpse that seems to have been here for quite some time. Near the corpse stands a lone flower. For some reason you feel hope enter your heart as you gaze upon the flower. Surely this flower will end the pain of the specter. You approach the flower and carefully pluck it from the ground. There's something special about this flower. Light continues to pierce through the darkness from an opening above. Surely this gives you some hope that not all is lost. So I turned around. So I guess I should go left because, I mean, there's nothing. You continue your way in the darkness. Okay, this turns me back around. So I need to go left and then right again. Awesome. So that okay, we're getting somewhere. Inspect the grave. You approach the grave. Ghost appears before. Without hesitation, you reach for the flower to give the spirit. The spirit grabs the flower from your hand as you extend it to him. You feel a subtle breeze blow as the figure fades away with the flower. A faint whisper dances about the air.
I am free at last.
Feel a sense of relief within you, and you reach for the sword. You now wield the special sword. Alright, I don't know if it's time for me to do this yet, or if I'm supposed to go. I don't know if I need to go back and fight the spider. So you step down into the lake and take a look into it. I'm gonna try it now, but there's no blah blah blah. Grab your sword and hold it close, point at the fish. You thrust your sword into the top of the mouth. The sword penetrates and goes through the forehead of the fish. Struggles about in a pain as blood filters through the water. You pull the sword out and the fish retreats out of sight. You doubt it will live long. With the fish no longer a threat, you make your way to the orb. Holding it in your hands, you feel it vibrate as if there's energy inside it trying to break loose. This must be important. You exit the lake with the sword, with the orb in your possession. You stand before the large stones arranged shape of a circle. Blah blah. Obviously, you put the orb you found on the lake. You place the orb into a slot carved in the center rock. The stones surrounding you begin to glow. The light radiates and glows brighter. With the flash of light, your surroundings change. Ground along the grass, newly discovered floor appears to be very old, as crafted by somebody long ago. Rubble and stones near the edge of the platform also hint at this ancient place. Looking onward at the end of the pathway is a fountain of light. There seems to be no beginning or end. An endless power of steady flowing. You are amazed at such a sight. Save. Actually, double save, because why not? The light intrigues you and you walk towards it. Rays of light brush about you as if you're seeking to break away from its home. You feel the energy flow into you, but you struggle to contain it. Your body begins to glow immensely and you burn from the inside out. You're blinded by the flow of power and you dissolve before it. Your body becomes disintegrated by the light. Your adventure unfortunately ends here. Now seeing what secrets these songs contain, you know that you can come back at a later time. I'm back. Let's go forward. Let's first save in here because I don't even want to have to deal with the cave again. Alright. So let's go in the middle door and see if I can fight the beast. Pull out the sword immediately. The hound gets aggressive. Before you can prepare yourself, the dog leaps at you. You strike the beast, but fail to deliver a fatal blow. You don't try long. Okay. So I can't kill him yet, or at all even, maybe. I don't know. So now let's go in the door behind me. Now we're going to go kill the spider. Because it was talking about how the knife didn't do enough damage to it. Without hesitation, spider attacks you. Pull out your sword and stab the spider as it lunges at you. Over and over you stab the monster. Each time it squeals in pain. The spider flees into the darkness overhead. You can hear it motioning about, possibly to strike again. You notice the key on the ground close by your feet. Before more trouble happens, quickly grab the key and make it for the door. You feel good, you got what you need. There's no reason to go back in that room again. Well, I agree. So let's save again. Just constantly saving. It's making this Let's Play happen a lot easier. So I'm going to ignore the books again. I'm going to keep moving forward because what I need is the key out of this, or whatever's in this chest. Open the chest. Obviously, the key found earlier, you can try it on the lock clicks. Bada bing, bada boom. You know what I mean? You discover a small wooden harp resting on the linen cloth. You take the harp and close the chest. What is the harp for? Now I'm confused. Let's read the book. Deception by music. There's a bit page marking the section of the book. You turn to it. The art of charming is not necessarily limited to the instrument, but how the musician goes about playing the given instrument. Some are definitely easier to use than others, and for a skill such as this, there are a few instruments recommended. Harp is one of the recommended instruments, from vicious dogs to shy unicorns. The soothing voice of the harp can calm the troubled heart. Of course, not all the creatures can fall for this simple trick, but can mean the difference between life and death in certain situations. Well, this basically just spelled it out for me. Okay, hey buddy, hey, how you doing? The beast doesn't look very vicious, but one roll move will surely mean the end of you. You pull out the harp and begin to pluck at the strings. The hound begins to wag its tail. To your surprise, the beast walks away if it was charmed by the harp. You never gave it much thought how powerful music could be. Let's do cell door on the right. Enter the cell on the right. You see a wooden table on its side, some debris on the floor, and a large hole in the corner of the room. Seeing nothing special, you motion towards the hole. You discover a passageway underground. Unfortunately, all you can see is fallen rock blocking the way through. Oh crap. Seeing there's little you can do, you go back to where you came. Alright, well, cell door on the left. Open the door, finds a skeleton positioned in the corner of the room. There's also a bed and some chains attached to the wall. You have no doubt this individual was locked up for a long time. And circling the skeleton, you notice a ring on one of the bone fingers. There is a faint glow of light emanating from the ring as if it were magical. You may find such a ring useful. You take the ring and put it on with the perfect fit. I earnestly believe that I'm now supposed to charm the unicorn with the harp. I'm sure what's going. You take away to tame the beast. You should suddenly remember the harp you found earlier. With the harp in hand, you pluck the strings. Cool. The soothing calm comes over you as you listen. The unicorn comes into view and stops before you. The unicorn glares at you and then begins to you begin to hear a faint voice in your head.
Human, have ear for my words. A great evil has struck these lands and rendered me powerless. You must find some way to stop it. I wish I could help people. Without my full power, I can do little. The fate of this land depends on you.
Before you can speak, the unicorn turns and runs off again. You realize that you're alone to complete this quest of yours. This is no longer about saving your farm. You must save the whole world from the spreading darkness. You turn back as you question what you should do next. Well, obviously I know what to do next. I'm going to try the Stonehenge thing with the ring on. I think that's what the ring's for, is to help me be able to take the power. Right? I'm going to try it. Approach the light. Light intrigues you and you walk towards it. Raise the light, blah, blah, blah. You remember the ring you found and point towards the light. Your hand trembles as the light flows into it. Before you can think, the ring begins to burn and you stumble back. Light shines brightly from the ring. You notice a sort of warmth to it as you observe. You feel that you accomplish what you must do here. You pick up the orb. With the orb back in your possession, you walk backward to the trail. I'm going to save again. I just did that in case I died. So let's go back to the field and see if I can give power back to the... I'm thinking I should probably try and fight the thing now. Right? Am I stupid for thinking so? Destroy it. Stretch forth your fist and point the ring at the stone. You can feel a resistance as if the stone was trying to defend itself. You try to keep hope and focus on the ring. A burst of light shoots out from the ring, penetrating the stone. You feel the very air shake about, and the stone beneath your feet begins to vibrate. The ring becomes heavier to hold in place, but you know that it's working. You feel confident, sense of joy sweep over you. The light intensifies, nearly blinding you. The ground beneath you shakes violently as the tower itself is trying to stop you. What little fear in you becomes powerless as you focus on your task. Everything goes white, blinding you completely. A weird sensation comes over you. You feel as light as a feather. You begin to feel a tingling sensation all over your body as you hone your senses. The feeling suddenly flees as your body as you find yourself motionless. Everything is cold, and your ability to concentrate begins to leave you. Open your eyes, witness what is left of the tower. You begin to feel something. Warmth, light, is coming back. You lack strength to talk as the unicorn comes into view. Light emanates from the horn on its head. All you can do is smile as the creature approaches. The light intensifies. You may have saved the land, but the unicorn has come to save you. Oh, your adventure does not end here. That was so cool. Oh my god. That was good. Like, it took me like half a second to like think about it for a minute. That was really good. And it's free. This game is free. Well, it's really not a game. It's more of a point-and-click adventure, visual novel kind of deal. I really like this, and I strongly recommend that you play it. I know what you're gonna say, Jeremy, but we watched you play the whole thing. Why would we go play it? Just do it. Spread the word. Tell your friend about it. Go leave a positive review. Download the game. Make their stats better. I really enjoyed this game. And it didn't even cost a penny. I guess some of the best things in life are free. Yeah. With that, God bless. I'll see you guys in the next video.